The next concept that is in our Social Studies A Geography unit is scale. Now, if you take a look here, basically this lesson you will be expected to learn how to calculate real-life distance using a map scale. Before we get to that though, we should really figure out what scale is. So scale is, well, I'll read what it says here. A map represents a portion of the Earth's surface. Since an accurate map represents the land, each map has a scale, which indicates the relationship between a certain distance on the map and the distance on the ground. The map scale is usually located in the legend box of a map, which explains the symbols and provides other important information about the map. A map scale can be printed in a variety of ways. There's actually three main types of scale, and this diagram will show you what they are. The first type is linear, and this is an example of that. Usually 1 centimeter will equal, in this case, 940 kilometers. In this case here, 1 centimeter is 370 kilometers, and so on. The second type of scale is ratio or representative fraction, and here it's in fraction form. But if it was to look like a ratio, it would look something like this. It would be 1 dot dot to the 94,000, and then you would add your last three zeros. So that's what ratio would look like. Oops, it got cut off there a little bit. There we go. Now the last type is a statement, and this is an example of that. Some maps will actually have the word is 1 centimeter. I'm ignoring the inches, by the way, or trying to anyway. A lot of maps do have that though, because of course the United States uses imperial measurement. And that's what that's called. But anyway, 1 centimeter is 160 kilometers, or down here, 1 centimeter is 13 kilometers. Now, one thing I want to point out, you'll see here on the side, it says small scale, and then if we go down here, this is a large scale. So 1 centimeter is 13 kilometers is considered a large scale when compared to 1 centimeter is 940 kilometers. So those are the different types of scale. Here's some more examples. Here up here is ratio. Here is a sentence. And here is linear. Here is ratio again. Here's an example of linear. Up here is linear, linear. Most maps use linear, but the other ones are used just as much. This diagram here is all linear, and this has all three. Here's the ratio, here's the linear, there's three examples of linear, and then down here is your statement. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, I got this map of Canada, and I'm going to give you two examples, and then the last three are going to be on your own. So if I measure, let's say from Prince George, oh actually pardon me, before we do that, we need to figure out what the scale is. So down here, if we measure from 0 to 300, that is 1 centimeter equals 300 kilometers. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 1 centimeter equals 300 kilometers. So if I go to Prince George, and I measure to Edmonton, I have 2 centimeters. So let's go get a scratch pad here, and let's see if we can figure this out. So if 1 centimeter is equal to 300 kilometers, then 2 centimeters. Whoops, my thing is sticking. 2 centimeters, what you would need to do is times that by 300, because it's double, right? And what we'd end up with is 600 kilometers. Oops, come on, everybody. 600 kilometers. So that would be the answer to that one. Okay, let's try another one that doesn't have nice round numbers to it. The next one, let's try Fort McMurray, which is right there. Now, one tip that I want to show you is, and it's really difficult on here, but your 0 needs to be in the middle of that dot so that you can be as accurate as possible. So we're going to go from Fort McMurray to Churchill. Now mine is not quite in the center there. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. So we're looking at 3.3 centimeters. So let's go back to our scratch pad. Now we're going to need a calculator for this one, and I'm not very good at math. So let's get rid of, oh whoops, we don't want to get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. Okay. So 1 centimeter. Fix that. So here we have 3.3 centimeters times by 300. So where's our calculator? So we got 3.3 times by 300. That equals 990 kilometers. So let's put that in. So 990 kilometers. So that's really how you do scale. I have some other questions here for you, and we'll get some kids to come up and give it a try. And then, of course, I'll send you off to do your own using an atlas and a ruler, etc. So here are the other questions. By the way, I'll show you the answer key here. See if we're right. So those two are right. So here are the answers that you should have got for the last three. And again, I have some more practice for you. But before we get to that, I'm just showing this for the kids who are watching this at home. This is an activity they're not going to be able to do unless they're in class. But I do want to show you. There's a little game called Captain Coordinate that we did in class. Okay, so let's get to those assignments and let's see how we do.